Hey, I'm Andrew Joseph Keith. I'm an artist and sculptor and aspiring entrepreneur. I guess you could say a wantrepreneur at this point. And I was going to be more consistent with these videos. And so today's video, I don't have it super planned out, super structured. I'm a little bit sick, if you can hear that. And so I just wanted to be consistent and reach the goal that I had set of doing more YouTube videos. And so I thought that I'd just kind of update you with some current projects and some things and insights that I've been thinking about lately. And so hopefully it's something that's of value. And if not, then at least it's helping me reach and continue to do my goal of putting out videos consistently, which I've kind of let slip in the past. So I wanted to talk about a few things that I've been working on. We recently had the Intermountain Figure Sculpture Competition. The Intermountain Figure Sculpture Competition is something that I co-founded with some other sculptors, Leroy Transfield and Jason Millward, and Joseph Bricky is also one of the leaders of this. And basically it just started out as an idea to have a competition among some artists. We thought there might be 5 or 6 people. But, you know, it's been consistently about 10 sculptors, and we've had to, you know, turn people down. And so far it's been kind of invite only, but we've had some really talented professional sculptors that have come to this competition and been able to compete. And I wanted to talk about something that I did during this competition that allowed me to do it for no cost. And so it was a lot more work. It was a lot more labor intensive. But what I did at the beginning of the competition was I said, well, I'm interested in videography and taking videos. And so let me be in charge of that. And I'll take videos during the competition, even though I'm competing. And so during the breaks, you know, I'll be sculpting during the competition, and then during the breaks, I take the time to film people's sculptures and get turnaround videos and shots of people. In this latest one, I got some more interviews with all of the different competitors so that they could kind of give their insights as to, you know, what's going through their minds and suggestions they'd have for other sculptors, things like that. So I was able to take a skill that I'm actually trying to develop, which is, you know, making videos, film content, creating content that is interesting and well made. And so that's something that I'm already interested in. And then I took that and I said, I'll do this for the competition. And so I was actually able to, you know, this is competition everybody pays for, but I was able to get some money back on the back end so that maybe it wasn't, you know, if you add up all the hours that I've been working and video editing, you know, it's not that much, but instead of losing money on the competition, I'm actually able to earn a little bit of money, even though for the amount of hours it's not that much, but it's still earning some money, so that it's not a drain on resources financially, and it's actually adding to those. And so if you're able to take something and, you know, put a little bit more work in than other people, then they'll see that and be willing to reward that. That was something that I just thought was something that turned out to work out really well, and hopefully I'll be able to continue to improve my ability to film, to edit together videos, and make things that are interesting. With these videos, they're more a diary, just kind of to vlog my progress as an artist, as a, you know, entrepreneur, as somebody that wants to be successful financially, and as an artist, and, you know, somebody that's interested in building something that's meaningful and big. You know, I see these videos as just a way to document that process. After the competition, I had the opportunity to work with one of the sculptors and help him film his own sculpture demo and courses. And so that's something that I've been working on. And by the way, the Proco Figure Sculpting Fundamentals course is now on sale. So it's the Black Friday sale. So if you're watching this before the November 30th, 2021, then you can go over to proco.com/sculpture. You can enter the discount code BLACK20 to get 20% off of the course. And so that's a really good deal. So I'm really a big fan of online education. I really think that that's where education needs to move. Online education combined with in-person workshops, because workshops, they can be intense. They can be, you know, week-long things. And so you might spend 500 to maybe even up to 2,000 on this, you know, in-person workshop, but you can learn as much in a good workshop as you could during a semester of college, and it'll be much more expensive going to the semester of college, take a lot more time. You'll be away from work and being able to earn. And so I think for artists especially, online education combined with in-person workshops, that's the future of becoming a master in the arts, working with people that are doing what you want to do. I am helping this friend who's a sculptor create his own online course, and that's going really well. And so I've edited a video, and then I'm getting, we worked out a price for that, and so I'm helping him film his stuff. And this is a sculptor who has a lot more experience as a sculptor than I do. He's really talented. I really like his style and his way of working. And so not only am I able to help him create something unique that he can share with other people and sell online, but I'm also able to just observe his sculpting method and the things that he's thinking about, his way of working with the clay. And so it's a really educational experience for me, on top of being an experience where I can earn a little bit of money on the side. So those types of things, if you're an artist, or just somebody that's interested in something and you want to follow somebody, you have some skills that that they might want to use. So videography, I think that's a really useful skill right now, being able to come up to them and say, let me do a documentary style video of your process of working. And then you're there, and maybe if you took one of their classes, they would charge a couple $100 or $1,000. But if you say, let me document this, and then I'll edit it together and get you something that you can sell online, they're seeing you as a work partner instead of a student, and they're able to explain those things. And if you have questions, while you're recording, you can ask those things. So that's something to think about. I think that is a much more efficient and better way of becoming educated and mentoring, getting a mentorship and saying, what value can I add to you so that I can absorb whatever you're doing. And so that's something to think about. I think a lot of people could use that. A lot of people, artists, struggle with social media, and so they could use a helping hand to help them with social media or creating content. And if you're good at it, then you can not only do it and learn from them, but you can even charge a little bit and learn from them as well. So that's something to think about. So that's one thing that's going on. The other one, I'm finishing up the Proco Figure Sculpting Fundamentals course. Videos are coming out every week. And so that's, if you haven't jumped into that and started learning, that's something that I put a lot of work into, and it should be well worth it for anybody that's interested in figure sculpting. I've already started working on the portrait course, so there'll be a portrait sculpting course. I've started with the outlines. I haven't started doing the demos yet, but that'll be coming up pretty soon. And so hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, that'll come out in summer of 2022 is what I'm shooting for. And so hopefully, if everything goes well, that's when that'll be coming out. And I might be working with another artist, or I might be doing it on my own. We're not sure yet. I'm talking with another artist, and we might collaborate on the lessons, so we'll see. I prefer to have, 4 or 5 projects going at once. And so I'm just kind of going through and saying, what are some of the projects that I'm working on right now? For example, another random project that I have that I'm doing is I built one of these that's just made out of PVC pipe for filming. And so I have, the microphone. I put the camera here, and I've made a fixture so that it can go onto PVC pipe. And then I can hold this as I'm filming, and it gives me a little bit more steady of a camera movement as I'm recording stuff. And so I just made one of these, and I thought, that was really cool. And so I actually think that I might just start a little Etsy store selling some of these that I make and then put up there. And so that's another example of just something random. It's like, it probably doesn't go with the other stuff that I've been working on, but I've been getting more into filmmaking, and I really like working with my hands, building this type of stuff. And so I'm gonna be building these and then selling them. I might even do a little Kickstarter project to sell some of these. And then I've also been making some of them of metal piping. And the cool thing about that is it gives some weight to the camera. So if you're shooting on a camera that's a little bit lighter, you might notice that it just moves around so easily because it's light. But if you have a little bit of weight, then it looks more professional, even though You know, it might be the exact same camera, but if you add a little bit of weight to it, you know, the jitters aren't as noticeable when there's a little bit of weight to it. So I'm also going to be making some metal ones that'll add some weight to it, and then you can also use them the same way to have multiple points of contact, and it's just something that I thought was cool and useful. So that'll be just another random project that I'm working on. I'm also finishing up or I'm going to launch pretty soon a Kickstarter project that will go over the female figure, an artist's X-ray vision, the female figure. So just like the ebook that I did on the male figure, I'll be doing another one, companion book on the female figure, and I'll be launching that during a Kickstarter project. And so hopefully that goes well. And what the Kickstarter, what I like about it is it just gives you the motivation. If you already have the sales, you know that there's interest, then it gives you the motivation to focus on that project, because I've got so many projects going on that I can get distracted with other things. But when I have sales that have already come through and I know I have to get it by the certain date, then it makes it a little bit easier. It puts a hard date on me so that it's easier to say, okay, I really need to set aside time every day to finish up this project. So that Kickstarter will be launching. I'll be selling an artist's X-ray vision, the female figure, the ebook, as well as the male figure ebook, some of the torso sculptures, the Adam and Eve torso sculptures, and I'll try to put those on a base and make it look really nice. And then I'll also be selling my online course just during that Kickstarter. And so it's really just to get me motivated and say, okay, there's enough interest out there to finish up this ebook, and there's people that are ready to and willing to buy it. So that's something, if you're working on a project and you have trouble getting motivated, you might do a Kickstarter, put the funding goal, you know, low, but high enough so that it makes you interested in doing the project. You don't want it too low. And then once the project is funded, you can say, okay, now I have to get it done. And so that's good to have those external deadlines set on yourself, and it makes it a little bit harder to procrastinate, and you kind of have a little bit more motivation. Another thing I'm doing is I'm working on starting the company that, well, we're going to be doing a collaboration project. I talked about in an earlier video on Start Something Big, you know, how you can get collaboration projects that are shared equity projects, where the people that work on the project, they get a percentage ownership in the final product. And so it's a way for people to build sources of income that will pay them into the future. That's something that I really like. I really like the concept. We're trying to build a video game first as a test run of the concept, and then after that I'll be building a website and doing these sorts of creative collaborations. More and more is the hope. And so getting people on board and saying, you know, we're all going to work on this project, and then once it's brought to market, everybody that helped with the project, you're going to get a little piece of the profits from this project. And so you're not getting paid necessarily based on your hourly, you know, hours worked. You're getting paid on how successful did the project become, and how much did you contribute to the project throughout creating the project. So that's something that I'm excited about. I'm hoping that it kind of becomes almost like Uber or, you know, Airbnb, where it's just a way to get peers to collaborate in a way that kind of works around the employer-employee dynamic, because I think there's a lot of people that want to get away from that, and I don't blame them. I don't like being an employee, but I love collaborating with people. And so I can't blame those people. But what they don't want usually is to share the risk that comes with creating something new. And so with this project, you have to share the risk among all the contributors, because everybody realizes it might not be successful. You might work really hard on it, and then it doesn't go anywhere. So this way of structuring things, everybody that collaborates on the project shares both the risks of it failing and the rewards of it potentially going big. So that's something I'm really interested in, trying to get that going. So I think those are the major things that are going on right now. I really encourage you to have a few things going, even if you're working full time, or, you know, you're really busy with other things. Try to fit something else in your schedule, something you're interested in, something you're passionate about. And if you need, you know, get other people interested and let them know what's going on, so that potentially, if it's something that you want to bring to market, that you can get those sales even before the project is finished with something like Kickstarter, or, you know, just getting other people on board if it's a project that needs more collaborators, getting people excited about those types of things. I really think we need more people creating valuable content that's worth sharing. We need more people creating beautiful works of art. We need more people creating and less consumption. We consume a lot, but I think we should be creating, spend time creating more than we spend time consuming. And so that's my goal, is to create some things that are really worthwhile, that people are interested in using in their life, things like these ebooks or courses or whatever it is, artworks, those types of creation. We need more creation, less destruction, and less just consumption. And if you can create more value for other people than what you consume, you'll become wealthy. If you set aside a little bit of the money, that you make every month, that builds up over time, and you will become wealthy eventually. And so it's just the principle of consuming less than you create. And there's other things that go along as well, but that's something that I'm really passionate about. I really believe in. So I invite you guys to get some things going, get some projects going. If you are interested in sculpture, I hope to see you over in the Proco Figure Sculpting Fundamentals course. If you're interested in drawing or painting or figurative art, I hope you'll get my ebooks on the male figure and the upcoming one on the female figure. I'll let you know once that Kickstarter is live with the video. Stay creative, stay productive, and I'll see you in the next one.